test. So there are people walking over there and sitting over there, and I feel like I'm being judged. And I should not care, but I actually do, so let's get this over with. Hi everyone! Before we start, I want to let you know I'm in the Botanical Garden of Melbourne, underneath a tree. The sun is shining on that side, so you will see that the light will change. During the video I will be playing with this. I found it. It's a giant denna apple, I think. So it's very big, as you can see. Could be my head. I think everything in Australia is big, just like the spiders. We'll see. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, yeah, you know me. I'm always picking on these things. If it's a candle, if it's a glass, if it's a... yeah, you will see. So when I arrived at the hostel, I was amazed by the amount of people that were there. I didn't expect it to be that big. Of course, I stayed in hostels in Denmark and in Paris, and then this summer in Ghent. So I was a bit amazed how big this was. There's so many people walking around. They even had a travel agency there and a job hunting station, let's say. So I had to hang a bit of a jet lag. I wanted to sleep because I was so tired. But I decided to join the Boozy Bingo, which was a very weird experience. You can read it at my blog, Enjoy. You can see how I experience, you can read how I experienced the Geordie Shore of Melbourne. So okay, I tried to sleep, it was horrible. Then the second evening, they had, I did all the administrative stuff, so I went to get my Medicare, my bank card, stuff like that. And then that evening it was trivia, so I made a team with a Swedish guy and Henrik and Leonie, a Dutch girl. So yeah, it wasn't really made for us. It was very hard. It was a lot of movies, old movies, British information, sort of stuff we wouldn't know. So we decided to go to bed, but we wanted to watch the hot sauce challenge first. And the hot sauce challenge is, they had a promo going on, like hot wings, 50-cent wings. And the hot sauce challenge would be, there are 4 people who eat very hot wings, and the winner would get a bar tab, so you can drink for the entire night for free. Because it's a party hostel, always booze is the prize. And yeah, we watched that. There were 5 hot wings, like 3 very hot wings, and then they made them wait for a minute, and then they had to eat the final 2. And they couldn't drink. As soon as they touched the glass of milk, they were out. So I have a fragment of the hot sauce challenge for you. 1, go!
As soon as you're ready, I need you to and show me that your mouth is open.
We were with 5 people in our dorm, just figuring out that we were going to sleep, so we dimmed the lights. It's around 12 o'clock, and suddenly a group of people comes in. So it was one of the girls who brought 6 to 7 guys, and they were going to do balloons. So while we were, excuse me, we want to go and sleep. Oh, this won't take long. We just cannot do it at the bar, and that is how they ignored us. So I will show you a video fragment because I filmed it. I was so angry. You can see Henry laying on the bed, like, what the fuck?
I'm so drunk that it hit me so quick.
So after that incident, I went down to the reception and I said, look, I want to change hostels, what are my options? So I already paid for an entire week, and they have a no refund thing going on. So I had to stay there for the rest of the week because I booked 7 nights. And the next day I booked Flinders Backpackers Hostel, so I was going to leave. And then I don't really remember what I did the other days, but I went to the greenhouse rooftop party. It's a party from the hostel around the corner, which was pretty cool. I went there with some girls I met at the bar in the hostel. They were rather young, so when we were at the hostel I didn't really feel included. So I was thinking, fuck this, I'm not gonna do this to myself. I'm not gonna hang around with like 19, 20 years old. I'm gonna leave. So I left, and on my way back I met this Swedish guy from my dorm and with another group of people, so I joined them to go there, and it was really fun. I actually really enjoyed that night. So yeah, the rooftop party was cool. Here's a fragment. After the rooftop party, I wanted to work on my vlog, tell you about how bad my first 2 nights were, but I did not manage to do that because Oliver came down there and we hang around. We walked around at the beach. We chilled at a beach with a lot of kite surfers, so we saw them. We just went there and sit. It was beautiful weather. It was very cool. You can look. So then people wanted to go party in Chapel Street. It's a street between Melbourne and St Kilda. So we took an Uber there, and I don't really like to drink or at least get drunk on a place which I don't really know where it is, or where I even don't have the ability to go home as easily. I didn't want to get a taxi, and the trams weren't working anymore. So yeah, I decided to not drink, be the responsible person that I am. And then when the club closed, oh yeah, funny story. So we have Henrik. Henrik likes to drink, and Henrik drank so much because you could only pay with your credit card and not with cash. And when you paid it, no, you could pay with cash. So funny story. Henrik only had his credit card with him, and when you wanted to do something with credit card, you had to buy at least for $20. So he kept coming with like 2 cocktails or 2 giant beers. So I kept telling him, like, be careful, you're gonna get too drunk, it's gonna go too fast, they will get you out, they will exit you up from the club, because I will do another video on the RSA, but they cannot serve alcohol to a drunk person, and they cannot let a drunk person, intoxicated person, being in the club. So eventually, yes, Henrik got thrown out of the club. So long story short, afterwards they wanted to go to McDonald's. I was still sober, I would just join them. And at the McDonald's there was a guy with spooky and like a cut here, so it was new Halloween. So I started to talk to him, and he worked at Spooktober, and Spooktober is a Halloween festival. So he was able to get me and 5 friends in. So his name was Asher Pierce. So I got some friends who wanted to join me to Spooktober, but first we went to the Penguins, which is very cool. So it's in Kilda, and there is a pier at the end. There are like a lot of rocks, and there is a small colony of penguins who live there, so you can see them. And at night, yeah, you cannot use flash to make pictures, but at night there are some volunteers who work there, and they use red lights to shine at the penguins. And that way you can still see them, because the penguins don't have red light in their spectrum, so they can't see it and it doesn't bother them. So it's very cute, and they have these little baby penguins who are now 6 weeks old, and they were already very big. So that was pretty cool. I will show you. Yeah, take a look. And then after the penguins, we went to, sorry for the wind sounds, I told you I'm sitting outside. After the penguins, we went to Spooktober. So I did some research. Spooktober is a Halloween festival in Melbourne, and it's for 4 days around Halloween. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and that Sunday would be the last day. They had 2 haunted houses and 1 escape room. So that escape room would be Escape the Swamp, and then you had 2 haunted houses, and one of them was more focused on phobias. So each of them cost, at least the haunted houses were $22 a person, so we got in for free. And I thought we would only get to see one, but Asher managed to get us into both haunted houses, which was pretty cool. And Henry was so funny because he was in the middle of the group and then something happened and then he just jumped on your back. He crawled all the way to the front line because, yeah, it was very funny. It was you go in there and they're all small alleys, let's say. You have to follow the path, and there are small rooms with decor, and in there are real actors. So little witches, skeletons, monsters, zombies. Even when you walk through there, something grabs your foot because you're sitting in the ground behind a cage or something. It was really, really, really nice. So I will leave you guys with, by the end of my first week, with Spooktober. Enjoy how scary we are, and yeah, I'll see you along the road. Bye! Wait.
Okay, let's go.
I think I did.
Let's go.
Shit! No, don't do that!
Oh, my stomach.
She's alive.
Sorry.